So let's discuss this recent story that you broke regarding Google and the EcoHealth Alliance. Can you sort of set the stage for us, for the viewers at home that have no idea what's going on?
Sure. So I always say that COVID-19 was the Chinese Communist Party weapon of mass destruction, and Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance were their weapon of mass distraction and really mass disinformation. So EcoHealth Alliance and Peter Daszak really have been the key drivers of the narrative that COVID-19 originated in a wet market in Wuhan, the so-called natural origins theory. Peter Daszak has a very long relationship with the Chinese Communist Party, really decades long. He's collaborated on research with the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Shi Zhengli has labeled him as one of her, quote, longtime collaborators in videos that we unearthed at the National Pulse. But what's really interesting is that beyond the ties to the Chinese Communist Party that Peter Daszak has, he also has ties to big tech, which also, of course, has ties to the Chinese Communist Party. But what's really interesting is that Google, which of course was one of the, I would say, most heavy-handed censors of the so-called lab leak theory, are really linking the virus to the Chinese Communist Party. You saw that with one of your great documentaries on YouTube about the true origins of COVID-19. Well, Google had actually been funding research carried out by Peter Daszak and EcoHealth Alliance, and it's been going on for over a decade. But what I think the smoking gun is with that whole relationship is the fact that in 2016, a study that Peter Daszak conducted, it happened to do with bat viruses in China, specifically how wet markets, which is a phrase we like to hear a lot about now from the mainstream media with regards to the origins of COVID-19, that emerging infectious diseases and viruses could actually spill out of Chinese wet markets. So really that study, I would argue, kind of laid the groundwork for the fact-checking basis that Google used to delist and censor any individuals like ourselves who insisted, rightfully so I might add, that COVID-19 likely has ties to the Chinese Communist Party in the Wuhan lab.